Discipline is a word people love to say, but rarely understand. They treat it like a burden, a cage, or a punishment, something that steals comfort and joy. But the truth is, discipline is not a prison. It's freedom. It's the quiet force that transforms chaos into order, dreams into action, and weakness into strength. Every empire that ever rose from dust, every mind that ever shaped history, every soul that transcended mediocrity, they were all built on one foundation: discipline, not motivation, not inspiration, but the silent, unglamorous, consistent act of doing what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. Motivation is emotion. It burns bright, then fades. It depends on mood, on weather, on validation. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision. It doesn't ask if you feel ready. It simply acts. It is the bridge between intention and reality, the force that turns visions into tangible results. The human brain is designed to avoid pain and seek comfort. It's ancient programming, a survival instinct. But comfort is not your friend. Comfort kills growth. When you live inside comfort, you stop expanding, you stop exploring, you stop becoming. Discipline exists to fight this ancient code, to rewire the mind away from pleasure and toward purpose. When you wake up early, when you push through exhaustion, when you resist temptation, you are training your mind to obey your higher self instead of your impulses. You are teaching your brain who is in control. And the moment you gain control over your impulses, you become dangerous, not to others, but to the version of yourself that once held you back. Discipline is the art of suffering strategically. It's choosing temporary discomfort for long-term peace. Most people do the opposite. They choose short-term pleasure and live with long-term regret. The disciplined mind reverses that equation. It endures short-term struggle to secure lasting fulfillment. When you skip the easy path and face difficulty head-on, your brain rewires itself. Neural pathways strengthen. Self-trust builds. You no longer rely on emotion to act. You rely on identity. You don't ask, "Do I feel like it?" You say, "This is what I do." That's when discipline stops being effort and starts being nature. The undisciplined mind lives in constant negotiation. It bargains with itself. 5 more minutes, 1 more episode. Tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And soon, life becomes a graveyard of intentions. But the disciplined mind kills negotiation before it begins. It doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect. It acts, knowing that action itself creates the conditions. The secret is repetition. The more you act despite resistance, the weaker resistance becomes. You begin to associate effort with reward, not pain. Your mind learns that structure is freedom, not confinement. Because freedom is not doing whatever you want. It's having the power to do what's necessary. A man ruled by his impulses is a slave. A man ruled by discipline is free. Look at history. Every great thinker, warrior, artist, or philosopher understood this truth. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they all preached mastery over self. They knew that chaos is not outside us. It's within us. And only through discipline can order be created. Even the most brilliant mind becomes its own worst enemy if it lacks control. The path of discipline is lonely. While others chase pleasure, you choose purpose. While they celebrate comfort, you embrace discomfort. But solitude is not punishment. It's purification. It strips away distractions and reveals who you really are. Because in silence, there are no lies. You either do what you said you would or you don't. The modern world rewards distraction. It glorifies comfort and sells convenience as happiness. Everything is designed to weaken willpower. Endless scrolling, instant gratification, cheap dopamine. But every time you resist that pull, you build an inner empire brick by brick. Discipline is rebellion in a world addicted to ease. When you train your mind to delay gratification, you gain an advantage no technology can replace. You become focused when others are restless, calm when others are anxious, relentless when others give up. Discipline is the hidden power behind consistency, and consistency is the weapon that defeats chaos. It doesn't matter how talented you are if you can't control yourself. Talent creates opportunities. Discipline turns them into legacies. Motivation might help you start the journey, but only discipline will carry you to the finish line. And the truth is, most people never finish anything, not because they can't, but because they won't. The strongest version of you doesn't appear when life is easy. It appears when life is difficult and you keep going anyway. That's what discipline is. Persistence without permission. You don't need someone to believe in you. You don't need validation. You just need consistency, day after day, even when no one's watching. There is a certain peace that comes from discipline, a deep, quiet confidence. Because when you know you can depend on yourself, the world loses its power over you. You stop chasing approval. You stop fearing failure. You stop seeking shortcuts. You realize that everything meaningful in life takes time, and time respects those who respect it. The undisciplined seek comfort now and pay later. The disciplined pay now and live free later. Every decision is a transaction, pain now or pain later. And the wise always choose pain now. That's the currency of greatness. That's how empires, both internal and external, are built. Discipline is not a gift you're born with. It's a skill you forge through repetition. It's built in small, invisible moments. Waking up when you don't want to, working when no one's watching, saying no when your mind screams yes. Each moment of resistance conquered becomes a brick in your foundation, and one day that foundation becomes unshakable. Most people quit when it stops being easy, but the disciplined don't chase ease. They chase progress. They understand that the path of mastery is paved with monotony. You will not always be inspired. You will not always be passionate, but you can always be disciplined. And that's enough. Because discipline doesn't just change what you do. It changes who you are. It rewires the architecture of your mind. It builds patience, focus, emotional control, and resilience. It turns chaos into clarity. It transforms potential into proof. So if you want to master your life, stop chasing motivation. Chase consistency. Train your brain to act, not react. Do what must be done, especially when you least feel like it. That's where transformation happens, in the moments that test your will. Those are the moments that separate the average from the unstoppable. The disciplined don't seek recognition. They don't wait for applause. They don't need to announce their grind. They simply build, quietly, relentlessly, day after day. And one day, while the world wonders how they did it, they'll know. It was never luck. It was never magic. It was discipline. When you understand this truth, you stop being at war with yourself. You stop needing to feel good to do good. You start respecting the process more than the reward. And that's when you become untouchable. Because no matter what happens around you, success, failure, heartbreak, chaos, you will remain the same. Calm, focused, disciplined. That's the silent power that builds empires. Not noise, not hype, not emotion. Just discipline. Quiet, consistent, unbreakable. The force that turns ordinary men into legends and time into their greatest ally. So remember this. Discipline will demand everything from you. Your comfort, your laziness, your excuses. But in return, it will give you something no one can take away. Self-respect, clarity, power, and peace. Because the ultimate victory is not conquering the world. It's conquering yourself. And the weapon for that conquest has always been the same. Discipline.